Star and the Ace of Pentacles. It's really good energy to start with here. There's something new that's brewing. It's springtime here, and all the flowers are starting to pop up from the ground. Just a little bud, but there's so much energy underneath the surface that you don't see. They've been developing their roots for quite some time, and now you're just starting to see the tip of a little bud of a flower coming out. You're shining brightly, and you're developing new ways to new opportunities that are going to give you success. Aquarius energy. Let's see what else. We got the Five of Pentacles coming out with that. You're coming from a place of isolation and despair and poverty. We have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups coming out together. So there's a little romance on the horizon for you. So that's fun. You're shining so brightly that people are looking at you, even if you feel beat up and kind of broken at this point. It doesn't matter because there's people looking at you and willing to kind of make some moves here. So that might be the Ace of Discs here. You're attracting in your soul tribe, and I don't like to say that. I don't know why I had to say that. Two Swords and the Nine of Cups. This is fun. This is going to be something that actually is going to be very enjoyable to you. Like, you're really going to like this. This is going to hit a lot of spots for you in the sense of getting what you've always wanted. I feel like this is a relationship that's brewing here. There actually might be two entities that are coming towards you at this time. From a place where you feel broken and alone in this dark room, you know, it doesn't matter. There's a huge shift and a turn for you that's going to make you very pleased. What else we got? The Nine of Wands and the Eight of Swords. It's funny because you feel tired and you're like almost like sick of it. You know, you're sick of I don't want to say life because that's very dramatic, but you're kind of like at a point where you've gone through so much that sometimes you flirt with the idea of giving up hope. You know, but you're too much of a fighter. You're too much of a warrior to give up. But you've been through the ringer. You've been through some isolating times. You've definitely lost some money here. You've definitely been ganged up on and lied to and gaslit. You've literally had to face everything alone and also against a lot of people at the same time, but you did it. And try covering up a star in the sky. You could try. So someone recognizes that in you. What else? Three Pentacles. Some kind of work relation here. We have the Eight of Pentacles again with kind of like work. There's like an office setting here. There's a Six of Cups coming out with the Six of Swords. It's kind of just giving me like you're going through all these woes, right? You're kind of going through so much turmoil, or you have been, and you're tired. You're just you might feel lonely. You're just kind of just shut out, even though you're not giving up because you are the star here. It's not been easy, but that's how maybe I think I was going to say that's how diamonds are formed, through pressure. And you still, at the same exact time, have this childlike energy to you. So don't give up on that childlike way of looking at life, that wonder, that like, I don't even know all the bad things that can happen yet, the naivete of children that live in their own little, wonder world, because hopefully, they've had enough peace and space to just be a kid, be imaginative, have some hope, right? Like, so when you keep that childlike spirit, even while you are going through all this turmoil, you cannot be beaten. And it's not to beat anyone else, like, you're just saving yourself. You are giving yourself everything that you need by loving yourself and taking care of yourself and not giving up hope, not giving up on anything. You are wounded, but you're a wounded warrior. You've gone so far, and you've had a few scrapes and burns along the way, to say the least, but you are not ever going to give up, and you're keeping that childhood wonder still about life, because life is like that. Life is magical. Life can be extremely dark, but it also, at the same time, could be very bright and loving and heavenly. So remember to remind yourself, if you're stuck in one part of the other, that life is dualistic in that sense, that there's both at the same time. Even if you're going through a dark place and you're sailing dark waters and you have no idea where you're going, you can still hold on to hope. You can still hold on to love. Even if you've never experienced the love that you give other people, you can give it to other people, and you're putting out this energy into the world that heals others, because other people need that love too. You're not the only person that has been um, deprived of it, I want to say. So if you are deprived of love and you can't get it anywhere else, the best thing to do is to give it away to someone else, and it will return. But you're not doing it for the return of investment. You're doing it because you are filled with love. It doesn't matter how heartbroken you are. You've gone through something very excruciating and hard, and you've been heartbroken. Maybe you've been cheated on. You know, um, it doesn't matter. So let's think about someone fun here. Who is this knight? Who is this knight? We got knight and work. What's going on here? Four of Wands. So this guy has a mindset of marriage. This guy comes from a very mature place, but he likes to have fun, obviously, and he's romantic and smart, and the what you're kind of looking for. But he also has the outlook of marriage, like family foundation. He wants someone that's smart. He wants someone that can actually think for herself. She's not just a gold digger. She's not just a hoe in the streets. If you know what I mean. Like, you have a brain to you as well. This is a respectable man that we have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles popping out. So he wants someone that is confident and okay with herself, just the way she is. Um, Even if she's alone, it does not matter to her, because she's confident and content. And he enjoys that. So this person is coming from a good place. This came up upside down, and I don't usually read these cards upside down, but it flew out upside down. So there will be no mind games with this person. There will be no mind games with this person. He's not going to lie to you in order to get into your pants. Like, what kind of confidence can a man have if he has to lie in order to sleep with you? You can't just be yourself. If you were yourself and you were a great person, wouldn't the woman automatically want to sleep with you? So if you have to lie in order to get, with somebody, you obviously have issues. Eight of Cups. He sees that you've walked away and you're confident enough to do that. So he also knows that you're more than willing to walk away from anything. You see how this, I never noticed this cup has fire burning in it. Like she's just like, I'm done. This is a dumpster fire. So he knows that. We have the King and the Queen of Swords. This person is also very smart, and that's why he sees you as someone very smart. He just likes that about you. That's why you're shining brightly. So what else with this Three of Pentacles? The Magician, the Wheel, Ten of Swords. I think this person's gonna, there's some sort of chance that has to be taken at the workplace, which is not exactly accepted here for some reason. I'm getting like he's not really supposed to talk to you, so he's trying to figure out ways to do that, to put it in motion without making it seem like he purposely came up to you. He doesn't want things to kind of get messed up if you don't accept him or if he gets caught. So he's kind of just staying to himself and also like really going inward on planning this out with the Magician and the Hermit. He doesn't want to mess things up, and it's not just about emotionally. There's some sort of financial, work-related aspect to this somehow. But you also have the Nine of Cups here, so what's going on with the Nine of Cups? The Two of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. He's obviously afraid of mind games as well, but you know, he does love you. This is the Two of Cups here with the Nine of Cups. This is getting what you ever wished for, and this is also involving love, a love relationship. This is signifying the relationship between you two, and actually being able to grow together in a confident and secure way. You're going to be happy. You're going to be able to walk in your garden and feel secure, like just knowing like, okay, I have a man or I have a woman, and that's that. And just feeling like, okay, well, that works. You know, so even though we all have baggage and we've all been burned with mind games and bad people kind of playing mind games with us, I don't really see anything that bad happening. This person chooses you. This person wants to have fun with you. You definitely stand out to this person somehow, and they're watching you. They're trying to figure out a way to kind of socialize with you more. Okay. So let's go back to the Star and the Ace of Pentacles here. What is this Ace of Pentacles then? What are we doing? What's this new opportunity about? Four of Swords. Being able to rest. Okay. Maybe you can rest easy knowing that you're going to be making money. Or you don't have to worry about money. Ace of Pentacles with the Hangman. This is going to change your whole way of like looking at life. I think maybe if you're coming from a place of, you're coming from a place of despair and mind games and all this negativity and you're tired, right? Where we were talking about all these negative traits of where you were coming from, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of backstabbing, mind games, all this stuff. But this person, 14:14 on the clock when I looked up, this person is going to show you that you can trust them and also that they're not going anywhere. They're not playing games with you. They want a foundation. They want a solid foundation with a human being, and they're looking at you. So they want you to know that you can just rest. If you're feminine, be in your feminine state, truly, where you can just be rested, where you can feel confident that you have a true family connection. You could feel like you don't have anxiety at night thinking like, where is my man? Is he, who is he talking to now? How many girls are in his DMs? Blah, 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 blah. You're like, you might think that now because you've experienced that in the past a lot. There's a lot of, fuckery happening, but this man or this woman that's coming in that's going to give you this new opportunity at love is going to literally like turn you upside down in how you feel about love and what it actually can give you. And maybe you've always had and prayed for a certain type of connection and you're like, this is a pipe dream, I don't really foresee this ever happening with anyone, I'll die trying though. Right? You don't have to die trying. This person is going to show you that you can rest and feel safe and trust, and that's going to like literally flip you because you're like, what, who am I, you know? Like, I'm so used to just being up at night, like being anxious, I'm so used to being heartbroken, I'm so used to feeling like there's always like third parties, I'm always, you know, all the stuff that has kept you up. Now you could sleep well. You know, our sleep shows us our mental state. You know, are we able to sleep well? Are we tossing and turning? Do we have anxiety at 3 o'clock in the morning? You know, is our mind racing at night? It's because we're not able to make the connection. But this is the problem with insomnia, is that it begets more problems. So say you are already anxious and then the anxiety gives you insomnia. Now it's also a two-way street with insomnia. Insomnia actually gives you more anxiety, right, over a chronic period of time. So it's a loop of death that you have to get out of. And there's certain things you have to do in order to do that. And one way is having solid, safe relationships around you. Obviously, there's a sleep hygiene that you have to do. You know, being able to sleep at the same time every night if you can help it. You know, get a circadian rhythm that is healthy for you. Um, a lot of other things, but relationships are a huge part of our sleep patterns, whether we like it or not. So you have to deal with whatever mental issue you're dealing with, whatever emotional issue you're dealing with, you have to put that to bed somehow in order to put yourself to bed. I didn't even mean to be funny there. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords. It's going to give you a truth on something new, on this is the thing. I had the devil pop out with this, and it was giving me a truth on red flags and also a truth on when, if you get used to being around people that are bad for you, you almost become normalized to the bad behavior and you're just like, it's just the way it is. But then all of a sudden you meet someone completely new that totally flips you upside down, and gives you like this very confident, respectable energy, and you have this new epiphany, like you have all these new ideas about what life could act, what relationships could actually mean for you. um, you realize by contrast, by experiencing good relationships, how bad and how toxic